Ever found yourself staring at your Sezzle payment reminder, knowing you just don't have the funds right now? We've all been there. Life throws curveballs, unexpected expenses pop up, and sometimes those buy now pay later plans can feel a little less manageable. So, the big question is, what actually happens if you miss a Sezzle payment? Does the world end? Do debt collectors immediately show up at your door? Okay, maybe not. But it's definitely something you need to understand to avoid a financial headache. That's exactly what we're diving into today. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's quickly recap what Sezzle is for those who might be unfamiliar. Sezzle is a buy now pay later service that lets you split your online purchases into smaller, more manageable payments. It's become incredibly popular, especially for those times when you need something but don't want to drop the entire amount at once. Instead of paying everything up front, Sezzle divides the total cost into installments, often spread out over a few weeks. Sounds great, right? And it often is. But like any financial agreement, there are terms and conditions, and understanding what happens when you miss a payment is crucial. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, missing a payment. The first thing you need to know is that Sezzle, like any lender, takes missed payments seriously. They're running a business, and they expect to be paid on time. However, they also understand that things happen. They aren't immediately going to send you to collections the moment your payment is late. But that doesn't mean there aren't consequences. The most immediate consequence of missing a Sezzle payment is a missed payment fee. This is a charge that Sezzle applies to your account when you fail to make a scheduled payment by the due date. The amount of this fee can vary, so it's absolutely essential to check Sezzle's terms and conditions or your individual payment plan details to understand exactly how much you'll be charged. Don't just assume it's a small amount. These fees can add up quickly, especially if you miss multiple payments. Beyond the missed payment fee, there's another potential consequence, a negative impact on your credit score. While Sezzle itself doesn't typically report to the major credit bureaus in the same way a traditional credit card company does, missed payments can still indirectly affect your creditworthiness. Here's how. If you consistently miss payments and your account becomes severely delinquent, Sezzle may eventually decide to send your account to a collections agency. Collections agencies do report to credit bureaus. This means that the delinquent account and the associated missed payments will show up on your credit report, potentially damaging your credit score. A lower credit score can make it harder to get approved for loans, credit cards, or even rent an apartment in the future. It can also mean higher interest rates on loans you do qualify for, costing you more money in the long run. So, while Sezzle itself might not directly report your missed payment initially, the downstream effects can definitely impact your credit. Now, let's talk about what Sezzle does before sending your account to collections. They'll likely try to contact you. They might send you email reminders, text messages, or even try to call you. This isn't just them being annoying, they're trying to work with you to get the payment back on track. It's crucial to communicate with Sezzle if you know you're going to miss a payment. Don't ignore their attempts to contact you. Explaining your situation and working out a payment plan is often a much better option than simply ignoring the problem. Sezzle may offer options like rescheduling your payment due date or breaking down the remaining balance into even smaller installments. These options might come with fees, so again, check the fine print. But they can be a lifeline if you're facing a temporary financial setback. Another important point, Sezzle might temporarily suspend your account if you miss a payment. This means you won't be able to make any new purchases using Sezzle until you've brought your account current. This can be inconvenient if you rely on Sezzle for certain purchases. So, to summarize what happens if you miss a Sezzle payment, first, you'll likely be charged a missed payment fee. Second, your account could be temporarily suspended. Third, Sezzle will probably contact you to try and collect the debt. Fourth, and most seriously, if you consistently fail to pay, your account could be sent to collections, which can then negatively impact your credit score. Now, let's talk about what you should do if you realize you're going to miss a payment. The first and most important thing is to be proactive. Don't wait until the payment is already late. Reach out to Sezzle before the due date. Explain your situation and ask about your options. They might be able to offer a solution that works for both of you. Second, review your budget. Figure out why you're struggling to make the payment. Are there any expenses you can cut back on? Can you find ways to generate some extra income? Getting a handle on your finances is crucial to avoiding future missed payments. Third, make sure you understand Sezzle's terms and conditions. Knowing the fees, the consequences of missed payments, and the available options is essential. Don't just skim through the fine print. Actually read it. Fourth, set up payment reminders. This can be through Sezzle itself, your bank, or a third-party app. Anything that helps you remember when payments are due can be helpful. Finally, consider alternative payment methods. If you're consistently struggling to make Sezzle payments, maybe it's time to reevaluate your spending habits and find other ways to finance your purchases. Missing a Sezzle payment isn't the end of the world, but it's definitely something you want to avoid. It can be costly, inconvenient, and potentially damaging to your credit. By understanding the consequences and taking proactive steps, you can minimize the negative impact and get your finances back on track. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.